What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Wardcast, your weekly source for video game news, machinima, and survival horror discussion, updates on the Ward, and more. I'm your host, Sean Clark, alongside Jazz Rich.
Hello!
Alec Funnel.
The Alec Way Lesson 2. Alec uses Action Replay or Game Shark cheat codes when available to help him record footage for machinimas. He cheats, he is a dick. This has been a public service not actually paid for by Alec.
Sounds very accurate.
Machinima.
Machinima. And Carmen de la Cruz.
Yo hey.
Yo hey.
Yo hey.
Yoshida. Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good week. Welcome to the show. We have plenty of news for you this week. There's actually not that much, but there's a decent amount. But we got some games to play and other stuff to do after that. It'll be good. It'll be a good time. This week, we're talking about Microsoft policing video games, Nintendo being hit with layoffs, Twitch doing questionable things again, and more. But before we get into it, let's find out what's been going on this week. And we're going to start with Alec this week. We're going to mix it up. Alec,
okay.
How's your week?
Yeah.
I quit!
I'm dope.
I play Smackdown vs. Raw. I think I'm on my full
Smeller versus Roar?
Smackdown vs. Raw.
Oh.
WWE. I played New to Me Lethal Company with Jazz, Sean, and Carmen. It was interesting. I immediately thought it was Among Us. So,
why do you keep comparing it to that?
Look, I'm not the only person that's compared it. All right?
He's a nerd.
Wow.
I also thought so, and it's
Nerd.
because of the suits, and the aloneness and the suspicion and the there's, it's not actually suspicion, but like the paranoia. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I agree.
I played Mario Bros on the SNES. I got my SNES out, and Lee dropped it off since I rescued the SNES. It was going to get binned. I was like, no, must retrieve the SNES. So I got the SNES. So yeah, played Mario Bros on that.
Why do you people insist on
SNES
calling it
every
a
day.
SNES?
I SNES every day.
You know, I'm
no.
trying to get the SNES,
Allergies.
the Wii remote to work on the SNES. It's not working so far.
Just call it a Wiimote. Stop calling
No.
it a Wii remote.
Stop.
Wiimote.
Not a
and
NES.
Super
It's not a
NES.
SNES. It's not a Wiimote. Get
It's
out
a
of here.
Wiimote and a Super NES. That is.
No, it's just SNES.
And I
Sounds
started
like
watching Rick and Morty season 4. I don't think I've seen season 4 because like there's episodes I'm like I don't remember this. So like I might have caught up with new episodes.
Rick
Like,
and
good
Morty.
job.
Is that the post?
No,
Justin
it's not.
Roiland?
No. And show and tell. This is going to be a quick one. So I went to the charity shop to buy some more towels for the house, and I have Barney the dinosaur towel.
Why?
Because I was just like, okay, Dino Crisis, dinosaurs, Barney the dinosaur.
All right.
Barney Crisis. Yeah.
Barney Crisis, yeah. Don't make me rename the thing. Carmen, how was your week?
Michael, I will stab you.
My week was okay. There has been a lot going on in my week. With moving, that is a real thing. So it's been it's been chaotic in my house and chaotic at my family's house, and it looks like a teenager took over my room and just like threw shit everywhere. There's boxes, and sleeping in a little huddle in my bed because like my bed is continually full of stuff that I don't get a chance to deal with in the evening. I did not play a whole lot of things. I did play a little skosh a bit of some Lethal Companies, and I bought a game, which is a digital purchase. I was very happy, and I put money on it, and it is show and tell, but without the showing part. It's just the telling part because I do not have it physically. But I got Cat Game.
Cat game. Cat
Shit.
game.
It is so pretty, and I love it so many lots. I love it so much. Because
Jazz is a hater.
the animation is amazing. Like each movement and each reaction from the cats is just so realistic. It just fills my heart with joy. And I did, had to get I did have to let go of one of my pets the very sad and permanent way recently, and I had to put her to sleep. And my other boy cat is going to end up going with family when I do this move, so I will be without my cats, and I anticipate Cat Game giving me lots of joy and that sort of thing. And it's really cool and it's cute and I love it. And an interesting thing about it is I noticed when I was thinking around in the settings that they have a ability to turn off cat death, because the first time that cat like fell or whatever and like rolled down a hill or something and like hurt himself, not a cat death, is part of the cutscene. When the cat was limping and everything, I felt a twinge of just the sadness.
Spoilers.
It's really at the start of the game.
But they have that ability to turn off the cat death. So when the cat dies, as soon as the cat collapses or something, or as soon as the cat like is gonna get it, they do like a black screen with like the title screen over it.
You're
instead
playing
of
a
like,
game where you're a cat, and like, it's fine. Why are we
know
so
that.
sensitive? Why? It's just like
Hey!
even just like fucking Lethal Company. There's that check box you can turn off spiders or whatever if you have arachnophobia. Like, come on, like that's kind of the point. You're supposed to be afraid of
That
it.
box does not turn off the spiders. It makes it worse.
You tried?
I
Are they
tried.
just invisible?
What do you mean? What does it do?
They're still there.
It makes the spider more of a dick.
How?
How does that work?
I checked the box just to see what it does, and it makes
Uh-huh.
the spider like comes after me more. Like it will seek you more.
That's funny. That's great. That's perfect.
No.
That's how
'Cause
you
I'm not
do
scared
it.
of- Because I'm not scared of spiders, but I just turned it off to be like, I wanted to see, like, does it actually just make the spider never appear? And for a couple of games, the spider wasn't there, and I was like, oh, is it because I checked the box? And I looked, I'm like, oh yeah, the box is checked. And I'm like, okay. And then I forgot to uncheck the box. And after a while, like, we got fucked by the spider real bad a couple times. Like, remember we'd go into the bunker, and we would hear, and the spider just rushed us at the door, and I was like, what the fuck? And I went to the back door, and the spider was like, and I was like,
Yeah, I
yeah.
thought it just.
Wow.
Remember, like there was a period of time where the spider wouldn't show and it just said spider. I thought that's what that did.
Oh, maybe that's why. Because the spider's still a dick, and maybe that's just coincidence, but I should uncheck it and see if the spider appears then.
Yeah, but I don't understand that. It's like, I'll go play this spider game, but I'm afraid of spiders, so I don't
instead
want
it's
you
a
to show me any of the
spider?
spiders. Like you're playing a cat game, like it's a video game. You're gonna fail, you're gonna die, you're gonna see the cat die. It's part of the experience. Like, why be so sensitive that you have to censor that? Like even
I
just
don't
in real life, maybe you'll see a cat die. Like you can't just shut off real life mode where you're not going to see a cat die, like to like give
Mike.
yourself that false comfort like that by not experiencing yourself to any of that in any form, because you're so sensitive. When you get to the point where that you do experience that in real life, it's going to be worse because you're going to be so
I'm gonna
sensitive
throw
to those
something.
experiences. So like it's not healthy to think that way of like, oh well, I don't like that, that's going to make me feel a thing, turn that off. Like that's just not a good thing to do.
I have a counter for that and a throwback in your face for that.
Go
So the
for it.
counter is that, remember when I was like chatting you and I said that it seems like a very zen game, like with the exception of some like enemy points, it seems very like zen and very um a calm, what they call a cozy game, just exploration and quiet, not, thick music or a lot of adrenaline pumping, anything. It's just very calm. And if somebody goes into that thinking it's a calm game and then their character keeps dying left, right, and backwards, and and I mean, it is a little tiny bit like painful to watch because the cat looks freaking real. All right, like every animation and movement, which I absolutely loved, just looks so real. Um, Even the startle effects and everything is so cute. So if you're not looking for that, or if you're not expecting that, I can understand that. And also,
Isn't
it
that
is at
game
least
semi like
possible.
horror themed? Like not horror, but like dark.
There's
It's
horror elements to
post-apocalyptic,
it.
so
Dystopian.
Yeah.
yeah,
So like
dystopian,
there's a
But
there's a mood and a tone of like seriousness and like dark and
dark,
sad
yeah.
tones, and
I
it
mean,
makes
It's sort of
sense
like
to
an
have that.
existential kind of. It's like an existential kind of thing, you know. Like you could.
My drugs.
It's still not like adrenaline pumping or anything. Um,
Well, it's not like you see the fucking cat's head get ripped off or some shit like that, right?
awesome.
That
Not
would be
so
amazing.
far.
Stray
Not so
2.
far.
Cat
Because
ripoff.
there's these little creatures, and I forgot what they're called. Zoots or zoids.
fuck
Or
asses.
zealots or zygotes or whatever they're called. They're these little like blobby things
Zoomies.
that
Zeldas.
they're these
Son of a
little
bitch.
blobby creatures with like one red eye, and they look organic, but they also I don't know, they're like little globby things,
There's things.
and they attack your character en masse, like they're like horde animal type things that will just like attack you and eat you and kind of like glomp on you, and I don't know. So there's that, and I haven't seen anything else yet because I'm not that far in. So if there's cat head rippings, I haven't seen them yet.
When I play it, I'm gonna make a compilation of all the cat deaths. I'm gonna put it on YouTube.
We haven't found cats yet in Baldur's Gate, have we?
Oh, I want to
I'm
kill
gonna
one.
talk to them and then fuck them up.
You know I'm doing a machinima on Stray, right?
Good. Include as many cat deaths as you can.
Is it gonna be called Slay?
I mean,
And
the
just
cat,
like a cat with a knife.
the cat's
That'd be
going to be called
amazing.
Ketchup, so it's going to be the same cat that...
Oh, it's Jill's cat!
Yeah,
He got out of the fridge and he wants revenge.
yep.
Where's my
Nice.
mom? Meh.
I am intrigued and
Mother.
apprehensive.
Mother, father.
But anyway, so that
Yeah,
one that clap back at you, Sean, was, remember when you said that things should be all about fantasy and like escape from reality? What if I want to escape
Oops,
the
there goes
reality
gravity.
that I had to, I want to escape the reality that my cat died in real life. Thanks very much. I want to escape.
Okay, Carmen, but you play a game as a cat. You know what you're getting into. You do this to
I don't know.
yourself at this point.
Okay, perhaps you should play Stroke the Cat. All you have to do
I
is
just
press
got
the X.
mugged and I'm playing GTA, but I want to turn off the violence because
Exactly.
I'm sensitive about it. Like,
Exactly. There are games out there that have cats in them that are cartoony and lighthearted and have no death, and it's fine. And if that's what you want to experience, perfectly okay. Go do that. No one's going to
All right.
shame you for it. That exists for you to consume without triggering you or anything. But like, it's okay for games to have that in it. Like, you shouldn't be able to turn that off because it offends somebody. It's
I didn't know
ridiculous.
you could turn it off.
That's like there's a game I told I
Yeah,
really
it's in
wanted
the
Sean to
settings.
play, but at the time I was like, don't play this because I knew the content and I was like, now is not the time. And
Yeah,
he's like, why? And I was like, just don't.
It's a toggle, and I tried it, and I didn't like it, so I turned it back on.
And you
Good.
still
Thank
haven't
you.
played it, and I still don't want to tell you why.
Oh wow.
And when you play it, you'll know why I told you not
Wait,
to.
the second one, right? Or the prequel?
What are we
right?
talking about? What?
Life is Strange?
Yeah, the
Yeah. Okay.
prequel.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say because I
Alec
played,
probably knows why.
I played the first
Yeah.
one. I don't remember running into that. I remember you saying that, but I thought it was in regard to the first one for some reason.
I mean, the first one might clue in why, but just how deep it gets in the prequel. That's why I was like, nah, it's too soon.
So,
I got you.
Chaz.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
What? What's your show and tell? Oh yeah, Stray.
Oh,
What's your
yeah.
tell? I mean,
Wait, it's yeah. Not a
Jack,
Tell is
cat.
the
Jack,
cat.
Jack is the show.
He's
yeah.
on a game.
He's
No,
also
he's
the
not.
tail.
He's not an orange tabby, but
Tail.
My brain, Colton. I mean, my brain is not the controversial one. All right. Everybody else is the controversy. I'm reacting to the controversy. I don't appreciate the controversy.
right. Oh, before I ask how your week was, which I was going to, but I forgot to say, what have I watched this week? More Doctor Who, and I forgot to mention a couple of weeks ago when I watched the Taylor Swift Eras tour on Disney Plus.
You know, on my stream, I put Taylor Swift as a ban word, so when people say it, it gets banned. Not even joking.
Thank you.
Wow.
I also put Village, Fortnite, Burp, and I forget the rest. Oh,
You're protecting people.
No, I just don't want people
Wow.
to say the word Fortnite and Village on my stream.
I'll just call her T Swizzle.
Have you
No,
banned
but-
Add
Phenomena?
that one to the list. What?
Have you banned Phenomena?
I banned Muppets. Plural and
But yes.
singular.
How was your week?
My week was great. Hey, have you ever had a Big Mac?
No.
Yes.
Yeah? You know how much fucking lettuce they put on it?
Isn't it like
Depends.
50% lettuce?
Yeah, you know how much
It
lettuce
really
ends up in the
depends.
box?
Like 50% of that.
Have you ever accidentally toppled the box off your lap and onto the floor upside down?
Uh-oh.
Because I just had to sweep a bunch of lettuce off my floor. You know how wet that lettuce is from mayo?
Oh no.
Gross. My floor is gross. Well, now it's mopped, but yeah,
Well-
that happened. Yeah.
That your Burger King gives you that much sauce and that much lettuce, they're doing their job because they're giving you lots of ingredients.
Yeah, my Burger King made my Big Mac great. They made it just great.
They sent it over to McDonald's for you too.
No. I picked it up at Burger King. I was
Oh.
like, give me a Big Mac right now. If you have to go get it, I want it in under 5 minutes or I'm gonna complain to the manager. Actually, speaking of Burger King, I had my first Whopper this Wednesday because there's a commercial on TV that Noreen and I seen a lot where it's Whopper Wednesday, and we always laugh at that. So Wednesday I remembered and I ordered 2 Whoppers. You can get 2 Whoppers for a good price, and we always laugh. It's a stupid commercial, but I'd never actually had a Whopper, so.
Is that the advertisement? You can get 2 Whoppers for a good price. They don't actually give you.
Oh
a
no,
dollar
I don't
value.
remember. I don't remember if it's 2 for the price of 1, but it's
Oh,
two
okay.
2 Whopper Wednesdays, and the commercial's just 2 people, and they're like, "It's a Whopper because it's Wednesday," and they're like, "Why are you saying it like that?" And then the guy at the counter is like, "Welcome."
I
And
just want them to
yeah.
censor it that way.
Yeah, that'd be
buy one,
great.
get one at a good price.
Buy one,
Because we don't
get
wanna
one
offend
for
the
another
people.
cost.
By the price tag,
That would be
they'll
great.
get upset.
Not
I
enough cash.
had
stranger.
something I wanted to a little bit of a rage I wanted to bring up, and I forgot to actually read it because I was out yesterday and today. Apparently, there's a guy who's building a second Titanic ship, which I thought somebody was already doing. But
A
his
guy,
reason,
one person.
well, like the guy who's like the next, the Ismay. People are like, who dat?
Who dat?
It's a billionaire
Who
who's
dat?
building the Titanic 2 ship, and his goal is to end wokeness.
Yes, I will fund this. Let's
and-
go.
And
No.
not to cause the argument, but I just want to
Oh,
bring it
no.
up just because Australian billionaire Clive Palmer says that his new ship Titanic 2 will embody traditional values as opposed to woke politics, and also have a vaccine-free policy. That's all I just wanted to say
Love
about
it.
that.
Sign me
Um,
up.
No.
Yeah,
The
there's
way
already a picture of
phrased
it,
it.
and I'm like, well, how do you get a picture of it if he's building it right now? It's not even the first ship either. So
Oh God,
The way
Lee.
that's phrased just makes me suspect, not know for sure, but suspect that he's like giving license to be some kind of problematic, racist or
Well,
sexist or some sort of
he's
Or
he's
normal.
Australian, so
Yeah, and that's the typical
it's gonna be a
response
party.
to
It's gonna be a party boat.
if they're anti-woke, they're an ist of some kind.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
the stereotype.
I'm just
What's the best kind of ship? Friendship.
What if it sinks?
Oh
Then
no,
Titanic
it hit
2.
an iceberg.
DOO.
then we
They
told
hit
you
like
so.
one survivor of the Titanic like thaws and resurfaces. He's like, I'm alive. My week was great. I was about to read something that's irrelevant to weeks. It was a short week. I went to the office a lot, did a lot of work, and then we were off Friday for Good Friday, which was yesterday. So yeah, happy Easter. And then I'm off Monday, so I have a 4-day Pepsi.
Yeah, lead. Make comment.
He's gonna kill the main bad guy from Madam Web with that Pepsi can.
It's gone. It's gone.
Spoiler alert for Madam Web. Literally, the main bad guy is killed, he's killed. He's killed by a giant Pepsi sign. Like, talk
Cool.
about fucking
Sponsor.
sponsor.
Yeah,
Come on, like how on
sponsor.
the
It'd be
nose
funnier
is
for like
that?
a Coke sign just comes and breaks the Pepsi sign after
He
that.
cuts it in half.
And they're like, better.
Yeah.
My boss showed me this awesome website that has a bunch of like t-shirts and shirts that have like puns, but they're French puns. The shop is called What the Fuck, but it's like French.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so
A
it like
seal.
the translation is like seal cotton. And it's like a little seal with like cotton, and they have some French joke ones. Like there's one and it's Merlin and his robe is going up and it says Merlin Monroe. Because there's a lot of like French people who say like English stuff. I can't really say some of them because they don't translate well. But I got this one because it's the NASA shirt, but it's pizza because I fucking love pizza and I love space. So that's my shirt. Part, I guess show and tell as well. I watched Shirt and Tell, show and shirt. I watched some stuff. The word. I don't really remember the most of the stuff that I watched because it's pretty much just YouTube. I guess I gave up on watching movies and TV shows.
Yeah, I've noticed you like never talk about watching anything. I'm like,
It's because I'm always playing stuff now. Like I
mean,
have
that's
so
better.
many new games, and I am just always finding games and always finding stuff to do and watching just YouTube that like the rest of the time
that's
I'm
good.
working or trying to sleep or yeah. But I found a lot of movies to add on my list, so I'll be watching some movies. And as mentioned earlier today to Sean, I don't know if we'll talk about it later, but I'm gonna be watching because I have them on DVD, the original X-Men from '97,
the original.
original series, because fuck them. Being
Just
mean
Disney.
to my friend Allison
I know what the
and other
fuck?
peepees. Well, I don't care about Wolverine, but Rogue was cool. Yeah, and I went shopping with my mom. So I went to Cabela's and I got a bunch of stuff there. I got some fudge, and I got a sweater, and I got this sign. That's one of my show and tells. What doesn't kill you will make you stronger, except bears. Bears will kill you, guaranteed.
That's awesome.
Mom was like, "Why'd you buy that?" And I'm like, "Cause it's fucking awesome." I like
What
to
about
have
that
random
bear,
signs
Mom?
in my room, so yeah. And I also got some real maple candies. They're pure.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're like actual like just hardened maple syrup, and that's all. I'm pretty sure like ingredients: pure maple syrup, glucose, sugar, may contain egg.
It's like a sugar cube, basically.
That's literally like they poured maple syrup in the shape of
That's
a
normal.
maple leaf and hardened it somehow. That's it.
I know, but it like the sweetness of it, it's
I want to
just
try
probably
it.
like a fucking cube of sugar. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even more sweet because of the maple.
Yeah.
And then Noreen was like, "Did you send some to your friend in Colorado?" I was like, "No. Every time I buy some to send them to them,
It doesn't
they don't
make
make
it that far.
they don't make it. They got cookies. That's it. And I got these little animals too. They're called little hugs.
Oh,
They're like called like cuddle, mini cuddle from Canada. But they're not going anywhere. There's also a moose
I'm sorry.
and a wolf.
How I Met Your Mother comes to mind.
You never met my mother.
No, the show. How
Yeah,
I Met
I know.
Your Mother.
It sucks.
it was almost good.
Sorry.
Well, I don't have two beavers. There's only one.
Perhaps How I Met Your Father's
What
better.
about the stuffed
I doubt
one?
it.
Not from what I
The
heard.
taxidermied one.
I heard that
Do
was
you still
bad.
have your?
Mr. Beaver, he's at the cottage. That's where he lives.
Okay.
Yeah, he only visited for the winter one time, but he's
Okay.
back home now.
It's a good question. That's a good question.
Yes. Yes, it would.
He'll
Because I would
probably
never.
kill you to get.
Because I would
he'll
never
probably
give
kill
it
you
up.
more.
Is that the sequel to Cocaine Bear, Maple Syrup Bear?
That's a French Canadian version. The maple bear. The maple bear that bear there la. Yeah. I played some new games this week. I played one new game this week actually. But I played Baldur's Gate. I mean Vengeance of the PPs.
The peepees.
Me and Sean finding a lot of PPs and avenging them by either killing them or murdering them. Hey,
Now
don't give me
Alec
that
wants to
look,
play it.
Alec. Sean is the one who spends hours handling packages and then has to take a shower
What?
with his hooker
Wow.
legs. The
What?
way you worded it was so funny. You're like, I have to take a shower after handling all those packages. Yeah, we to answer your question from earlier, Michael, it's been going that the game we're I don't know if we're progressing because we spent a lot of time getting distracted by stuff. It took us forever to find my mom. We found my mom. We've killed two of my dads. We found my mom. It's just every tiefling because I play a tiefling, and we found my mom who's a badass tiefling barbarian, and she's my mom. She even called herself mommy at one point because she's like, "Mummy's here," and she's really badass. You remember the hag fight? Yeah, we fucked up a hag. It was great. We got killed a lot, or once or twice or something. I don't know.
I'm so jealous.
Speaking of, we had a really fun game of You Missed It, but it was streamed. So if anybody wants to check out what happens on Fridays, the shenanigans we get up to on D&D, I streamed for the first time. The game is available on my channel, Tipping Canoes. It was ridiculous. I bit a guy's nose off. It's fun. I'm going full savage mode. And something happened 2 weeks ago to your character. You will see what it is once you get back. He was excited to show you yesterday, but you had to miss it. So yeah, it's stupid. It's fun.
I'm scared.
I played another
I'm
new game.
intrigued.
I'm hoping to be able to show it to you after the news. So I won't tell you right away. Well, actually, I can tell you the title. It's called Welcome to Kowloon. I bought that on Steam a while ago. So it's a horror game. It's spooky, I guess. I only cried and almost peed my pants, but I guess it's scary. The stream though, Sean, I forgot to tell you that I was falling asleep during the game, but I was like fighting through it. But at one point, you see like I walk into a room and I'm like this during the game because I'm like falling asleep, and then like you just see my eyes go like, like I'm like, nope. So yeah, I'm gonna share that with you guys in a bit, see what it's all about. But I think that's pretty much my week because I can't think of anything else that I did. I have a short week this week because we're only working 4 days, so I can't think I didn't have a birthday this week, so I don't think I did anything else. Yeah.
That usually only happens once a year. Usually.
Sometimes. I had a birthday this year.
You count your half birthday.
I can't think of like I bought a canoe, but it was just a cribbage board.
It counts.
And a table. Did I do anything
Cribbage
else,
board?
Satan? Did I do anything? I bought Satan some catnip, so he's on drugs right now. Yeah, no, that's it. Sean,
But,
how was your? Oh yeah, and I'm sure you'll talk about it. How was your week?
it was okay. I watched things. I usually watch things because
Were they
watching
Stranger?
things is easy. No
Oh.
Stranger Things. I watched Sting, which is a spider movie, a new spider movie.
It's also a sword.
And it was good, for a giant spider movie, you know, like it was obviously silly and cheesy and stuff, but I enjoyed it. It felt
Ben.
kind of like a movie made in like the early 2000s in the good ways.
Not eight-legged
There
freak.
wasn't political bullshit
Yeah,
in
that's what I was
there. It
thinking.
was fun. It didn't
Correct.
take itself too seriously. It was good. It was a good time. I've been sort of watching Trailer Park Boys, mostly in the background and during sleepy time, but it's pretty funny. Has anybody seen that?
Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah,
Yes.
not a fan. It's your peepees.
Listen, that's not always a good thing.
The characters are so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like there's this guy.
Julian.
I like
What
the guy
service
that
is it on?
always has like a glass of like whiskey or
Julian?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, always. Like no matter what
Always
is
has
going
a
on,
fucking brandy or something.
gunfight or like he's in a fucking police station or like whatever's happening, he has
Even
an
in
open
jail.
glass of in jail. He's
I
always
used
got
to
a glass
find them
of
funny.
alcohol.
They come and go. I'd have to rewatch it now.
I mean, I could see like from
I might have been too young back when I first watched
Mm.
it, but I knew a guy in high school who looked and could sound exactly like Bubbles.
Bubbles.
He had the glasses and everything.
So what
Yeah.
is this on? What service or whatever?
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, it came back like a couple of years ago for another couple of seasons.
It's the Canadian white trash.
It is 100%.
It's
I
like
didn't-
you guys
I
have
didn't know it was
rednecks. That's
Canadian.
Canadian rednecks.
Yeah, I didn't know
Probably
it was Canadian
they're probably in
until I watched
Alberta.
it.
Where I forget where they are. Where are they again? Do
Uh,
they say?
I think they do
Netflix?
say. I don't remember though.
I feel like they're in Alberta or like some Maritimes or something.
Connect next.
Oh, they're probably
Okay.
actually. I'd
Okay.
feel so stupid if they're in Ontario, because we're pretty bad here too.
Wow.
Hey, Julian. Fucking Bubbles.
That's so good. I like the Ricky is always like mispronouncing, like misquoting everything. They started leaning into that in like the newer episodes, so that might I didn't notice if it was all the way throughout, but
Oh, they're
he's
Nova
just saying the
Scotia.
dumbest shit. It's so funny.
They're Nova Scotia. That's where Noreen's from.
He's like he thinks somebody's a zombie, and he's like, "You're one of those walking zombies." Zombies. He calls horses hornces. It's so
That's-
fucking stupid.
See, that's why, like, I don't know if you I know I've said it before, but I'm always going like, Randy, listen up here, boy. Like
yeah.
the freaking shirtless guy.
Yeah. Even like when he's a cop, no shirt. Like no matter, he's just like
No.
the guy with the drink. No matter what's going on, no
Fucking
shirt.
Trailer Park Boys.
It's so fucking
I'm gonna have
stupid.
to watch
believe you're
this
watching
one.
that.
It's good. It's good. I thought I was gonna
I
hate it.
can't
It
believe
looks
you're watching.
so dumb.
It is
But
so
and it
dumb.
is dumb. Like, but I thought it was just gonna be dumb, like not funny, dumb. But it is funny.
I'll have to rewatch it because not like I'm like fuck that show, and then I'm like actually, like now that I'm older and I get the jokes, I'll probably enjoy it more.
Yeah.
But you need
Yeah.
to watch if you like that. You need to watch Shorzy.
Shorzy,
Shorzy.
Shorzy, or Shorzy?
Shorzy, like
Shorzy.
Shore SIE. Shorzy.
Okay. Is that another like Canadian comedy?
Oh
thing?
yeah, yeah. He plays hockey. He's a fucking asshole.
Nice. Lee, my hands they're recovering. They're recovering. I'll get there. One day I'll be better.
Too much.
No. But what else? I played some games, played Lethal Company with the usual, and also Alec, because he got it.
Yeah.
Alec was terrible at it. No, I'm just kidding.
I saved you from blowing
No,
up.
you honestly, you were playing better than some other people. I played the Baldur's Gate with Jazz, aka PP Vengeance,
PP Vengeance.
and I think that was it. Oh, I played Steel Rising, which is a kind of like a Souls-like game. Very, very, very difficult. It takes place in like the 1500s, and you play this like doll cyborg thing. It's weird, and it makes no sense, but it's kind of cool. It's got this mechanic where kind of everything runs off of like the android's battery life. So like if you run or you dodge or you attack, like it all drains your battery, so you're going to have to manage your battery level like as you're going through the environments. Otherwise, it'll like burn you out and you can't move. But it's interesting.
Real life.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been enjoying that other than the fucking difficulty. But I mean, it's a Souls-like game. They're all really, really hard. And I've noticed like the problem with those games is like they all do this too. I guess it's a Souls mechanic, but what makes it so difficult is that every time you heal or save, like you go to a campfire to either, upgrade, manage your items, heal, anything like that, it resets all the enemies. So like everything you killed comes back. If you go around the corner, kill one enemy, it's like a super powerful enemy. You barely survive. You go back to heal, it's back. So, yeah,
That's fun.
it's tough, but it's cool. I don't mind a challenge. And I played the demo for Stellar Blade that came out a couple of days ago, and so good. I'm really excited for that game. The graphics are great, character designs are great. It's gory, action is good. I really like it. I think it's going to be good. Kind of reminds me of a mixture between like Ninja Gaiden, like primarily Ninja Gaiden 2 and Bayonetta, which are two really good games. So it's a good mixture.
And Among Us.
Get fucked.
And Stray.
But yeah, it comes out a couple days after my birthday. Can't wait to play it.
Wow.
Everyone should buy it, support it. It's beautiful.
You're not gonna have any games to play. You're running out of games.
Yeah, I'm almost out of games to
We
play.
have to get you more games.
I'll
all the
finally
new
have a
games.
game to play.
Oh, someone did.
Oh wow. I'm afraid. I got show and tell. I figured since the new South Park game just came out a couple of days ago, I would do my South Park
You would
games.
do it,
I got this one, and I opened it, and I don't remember. I don't know if anyone else has this, but there's no manual. And I know around this time period they stopped making manuals, but I don't know if this comes with a manual or not, and it's bothering me. So if somebody knows, let me know.
Michael says get alone in the
Google
dark.
is free.
I do want Alone in the Dark.
Carmen.
Hey,
I've
what?
been seeing playthroughs and trailers and stuff, and it's making me want it.
I said
What?
you're not allowed to use Google during the Wardcast, Carmen.
Exactly, especially during games. God damn it! And I got
It is so
the
good.
sequel. It's the Steelbook version with like the season pass and stuff, but it's also the collector's edition. It comes with this.
Fractured butthole.
It's a remote controlled Cartman on a
And you won't even play with it.
raccoon. On a raccoon.
That's a whole ass toy.
It was called.
An ass toy. Fractured butthole with the ass toy.
Yeah. I want to say
Where's the
power
EM?
wheels or something. What are those 3-wheeled kids bike things called?
Tricycles.
No,
Yes.
no, they're
Tricycle.
they're tricycles.
Big wheels, Hot
Big
Wheels.
wheels.
Hot
Big
Wheels.
No, Hot
no,
Wheels
not
is-
Hot Wheels. It's Big Wheels. Yeah, it's like a raccoon Big Wheels.
Big wheels keep on turning.
But yeah, and yes, I will
Power-
not
power-
open it, and
power
I will
wheel.
not play with it.
Power
So
wheels.
get fucked. But I have it. Yeah, I haven't played either of those games. By
Why'd
the
you say
way,
get
I know
fucked?
it's shocking. Because you're like you're
What
never
did I ever do
going
to
to play
you?
with it.
Well, because it has a remote control. For once, there's an actual toy you can play with, and you're like, no.
No.
No,
You're
you
gonna
have
get a
to wait
fractured-
until it
you
gets
can get a
another
fractured
flood.
butthole.
You get another flood, and then it ruins it, and then you might play with it.
Well, yeah, if it
Too
gets
soon,
ruined by a
Alex.
flood and the box gets all destroyed, then I'll open it.
Then I'll play with it and get electrocuted.
Sean,
Exactly.
get
Yes,
insurance.
I'm gonna.
Wow.
Get a sponge.
Yeah, Michael says, did you heard that Predator's Haunting Ground is coming to Xbox and the next gen? And then he said, get alone in the dark. He just like, so, did you hear about this? Get this game. I did 100% it and platinum and got the collector's edition for Alone in the Dark. Are you bragging or telling him he should get it? Just kidding.
Was the platinum hard to get?
Platinum.
Platinum. Because if not, Alec will buy it immediately.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Alec, yeah, Alec, get the collector's edition of Alone in the Dark.
See,
Come
the
on,
trouble
tell me.
is now I'm being a responsible adult with this flat and all that kind of stuff. I have to watch where my money goes.
That's a
so,
lie.
There you go, Alec. It's an easy platinum.
Well,
I
there you go,
mean,
Sean. You can get it.
And it's not a shitty fucking Mayo game or a game where you just press X 100,000
I like
times.
Mayo.
It'd be a real game, and it would be a real platinum.
Mayo is good.
And then,
wait,
know,
Miracle Whip or Hellman's?
Hellman's.
Miracle Whip is not technically mayo.
Shut the
but I
fuck
find
up.
it superior.
Because we don't get
It is
Mayo.
Miracle Whip
salad
everywhere.
dressing, but I am a Miracle
No.
Whip fan.
I'm gonna send you some.
So,
I can't stand Miracle Whip.
Yes.
Miracle Whip
You
is
shut the
best.
fuck up too.
Yeah,
Now, send
well.
that box back to me. You don't deserve shit.
Is it filled with Miracle Whip?
No,
You
you don't deserve anything. Tell your mom to put the crackers back in the box.
I'll
Well,
bring you some Miracle Whip, Sean.
I'll throw it in the trash with the Marmite. What?
Fine, then you get
Are
no
you comparing
chocolate.
Miracle Whip to Marmite?
Maybe.
I think he
Die
did.
in hell.
Maybe.
You don't even deserve to die and go to hell. You deserve to die in hell.
Oh, wow. Wow. It's time for some news. You like that transition?
No, I thought I was getting kicked out, and then music started.
It's the getting kicked out music.
Wow.
So then why did he mute me?
I didn't know that we're
I
all
didn't-
muted.
I didn't mute you. Everybody
Like
gets
the-
muted.
Well then
I wasn't
why?
muted.
You
And
can't
everybody
But I
shuts the
didn't
fuck
try
up.
to talk either.
exactly. You can't talk over Jazz's masterpiece. There you go.
Aw.
What?
You flipped to the big picture right when I flipped them off.
Oh wow! Since I just played the demo, let's start off with the Stellar Blade news. Stellar Blade has blah blah blah.
Oh,
Stellar Blade has some costume restrictions apparently. Having played the newly released demo, I'm pretty excited about the game, like I mentioned. However, Stellar Blade isn't going to be a problem-free release. One of debatedly the more interesting aspects of the game are its many costumes, of which there are 30 in the base game. This matters because A, who doesn't like unlocking cool new outfits, and B, there are those who are offended by certain outfits apparently, and they may want something a little bit more flattering. You know, it's good to have options for you know,
Saudi Arabia.
the sensitive people out there. Having 30 costumes to pick from is pretty fair, considering, you know, they didn't have to do that. It's kind of cool. I wasn't really expecting them to do that. So 30 costumes is pretty fair, I think. However, for anybody who wants additional content, oh no. Hold on.
Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Technical disabilities.
Hey,
No. Okay, I fixed it.
just
Good
tell
job.
us more.
Good job. Go me. I've done it. But yeah, having 30 costumes to pick from is a pretty fair amount. However, those who want all the costumes or access to more may be a little frustrated. A couple outfits for both the main and side characters are restricted to the digital deluxe version, and one is restricted to pre-orders. Both the pre-order and deluxe options are only available for the digital versions of the game, and as of now, there's no way to buy them separately as DLC.
As of now.
Yeah, it might change. We'll see. But
2 months down.
I have seen before, like there's been plenty of instances where, like, if there's a pre-order bonus or like deluxe content, it's not available. Like, you can't just buy it as DLC. If you didn't pre-order it or you didn't get the deluxe edition, you cannot
So
get that
frustrating.
content. So, like, usually it's not a big deal because, like, the costumes that they give away typically aren't that great. But I mean, that's preference. You know, there's could be people out there that do like them. It could be their favorite costume, and if that's the case and you can't access it, that's really frustrating. Speaking of DLC, developer Shift Up has also said they have plans for multiple updates that will include even more costumes, as well as a potential photo mode that seems to be in high demand. But yeah, it's never fun getting a watered down version of the game. You know, when they, you know, there's going to be these additional costumes through DLC. There's the deluxe edition costume. There's pre-order costumes. So it's like, if you want a complete package and you don't get it, you know, when it comes out, you don't pre-order it, you don't get the deluxe edition, you're going to have this incomplete version. And then at the end of the day, like, down the road, once the network goes down and you have the disc version, it's going to be incomplete because that content's not on there. I just wish that they would just, you know, they have the 30 costumes, that's great, but like why not just put it all in there, or like have maybe like a day one deluxe edition or something like that. Like it just sucks to not have a physical version that has all the content on the disc. It just bothers me. But it's really shitty too for people that want to collect physical copies, because like there's no way to pre-order it, because the pre-order bonus you can only get if you pre-order it on the PlayStation Store. So there's no way to pre-order it physically and get that costume, and there's no way to get a digital deluxe version of the game unless you buy it digitally. You can't get a deluxe physical copy to get those costumes. So it's just another way that they're pushing people to go digital, because there's more options and there's more rewards for doing so. And that's just irritating. You're screwing over the people that want to get a physical copy, and that's just shitty. But I don't know. It just bothers me. Like I said, these particular costumes aren't really appealing to me. I don't mind not having them. It's more for me the fact that I know they're there, and that just it bothers me that I can't add them to the collection, because I like going through and unlocking all the content and having everything available. It's just like with we're playing Baldur's Gate, and there's a bunch of stupid like pieces of armor and casual clothing for like when you're at the camp that you can get. It looks terrible, but I still want it in my collection just so that I have the outfits. Like it's just part of my gaming experience that I like to have that content available. It just satisfies me for some reason. It's my OCD, I guess. But I always do that when I'm playing like an RPG or anything where I can like get a bunch of costumes or armor or whatever. I collect it. I did that in The Witcher too. You should see my storage and my inventory. It's a fucking nightmare. But yeah, it's
So
just
we're
bothersome.
hoping for an eventual DLC then, is what I'm hearing.
I mean, yes and no. Like I I would like to be able to get it, but it's also annoying to have to spend more money to get it. The game's already $70, and the costumes are probably going to be like, I don't know, $2 or $3 a piece. It's not really that appealing, but I would rather have the option than not, I guess. And there's other people that, you know, they don't care. They will spend that money to get the costumes. So it'd be nice for those people to at least have the option.
Yeah, I agree. I like to
But
buy
I
the
just
things.
wish that they would just fucking. I wish they would just communicate and do two versions. Upfront, day one, when they announce the release date or whatever, like, hey, we're going to be doing the base copy and we're going to be doing like a game of the year or gold version down the road that will have all the DLC so that you can plan around it. Because like if they were doing something like that and I knew about it, I would just wait and buy like the complete copy down the road. But no company ever does that. Like even if they do a gold version or whatever, like they never talk about it until you've already bought it. And then you have to either sell it and buy it again or just buy a second copy or whatever. It sucks. It's not good for the consumer, and it's kind of taking advantage of the customer. But I guess it's better than not having the option. What do you guys think? Do you even care about like unlocking costumes? Is that a big deal to you, or are you just good with
Nah.
whatever you get?
Well, it depends what the costumes are or what they look like and what I have to do to get them.
It only depends as if I'm
Same-
going to do a
same.
machinima with the game. But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you can do
I haven't.
other things, but yeah.
I don't know. Isn't it fun to just like, especially if it's a game that you like and you play a lot of it, just to get a different look for your character. Like you're playing for the third or fourth time. It's fun to throw on a different costume like every time you do a playthrough. Like that's part of the fun in like Resident Evil for me. It's like you get to dress up your characters different ways for different playthroughs. It just kind of mixes things up a little bit.
That's
I
true.
haven't ever really gotten to that level of expertise in the games to earn costumes. I do like the idea of this. This reminds me to back to our whole debate about the deluxe version of Resident Evil 4 remake, because I
Oh,
bought
the
I
gold.
forgot I
Gold.
forgot what it was called, but
Let's
the
go.
chick Ashley, like the the like emo goth Ashley, Like I
Mhm.
bought her with the deluxe version because I wanted cool Ashley, you know, rather than like puffy princess Princeton kind of whatever the fuck she was. Um, that was my choice, and I like to have Alex's choice. But it yeah, I'm for it.
Like
You
that's
know,
actually a really good comparison to what I was talking about. Like Capcom, if Capcom had said like straight up, hey, down the road we're going to do a gold edition with all the DLC on it, I would have. Well, I mean, it's Resident Evil 4. I would have bought both versions, but there's plenty of people out there that would have waited, to get the gold version. And if it was like another game that wasn't Resident Evil, where I want every version of the game, that's typically something that I would prefer to do. Like I'll just wait a while, 6 months, a year later, for them to re-release it with all the content printed on the disc. That'd be a better experience for me. But they didn't do that. We didn't know what the DLC was going to be. We didn't know that there was going to be a gold edition, and then it just pops up. And then the people that bought it day one, it didn't want to buy it twice. They feel screwed over.
but you also don't know that that content would actually be, as you say, printed on the disc because of the download sizes that we've been experiencing with purchased media. I
When
mean,
they do a version like that, most of the time it's on the disc. It's rare that that's not the case. I don't know if that's the case on Resident Evil Gold, but I'd be surprised if it wasn't the case.
mhm.
But yeah, if that is the case, if it's just a code, then yeah, it's pointless. There's no point of even making a physical version of a gold, uh, like a gold version, if it doesn't have it all printed on the disc. You might as well just buy the DLC at that point. Like, why wouldn't you?
Hmm. Yeah, but if again, depending on the character or whatever, I'm all for being able to purchase those. It's fun.
Yeah, costumes are
I love my
good,
yes.
especially for I think like character action games because like you're spending so much time just looking at your character. So that's just good.
Mhm.
That is not what I wanted.
Mhm.
Ignore that. This is the one I wanted. This is a different Microsoft story.
Microsoft are be bland.
Now that we've talked about Stellar Blade with its controversial sexiness, we have to talk about the people shitting on games like this. Last week, I was proud to have avoided topics like this, but this one we need to talk about because it's fucking insane. Microsoft wants to control what content is put in video games. That's always fun. Microsoft is the parent company of Xbox Game Studio, who currently own some of the largest developers within the industry, like Activision Blizzard, owning IPs like Halo, Diablo, Fortnite, Call of Duty, or not Fortnite. How did that get in there?
Might as well do.
Yeah, might as well. But yeah, Halo, Diablo, Call of Duty, to name a few. And now they want to restrict what is okay to put in their games by implementing gaming for everyone's product inclusion framework, is what they're calling it, which is a huge push to control what is and isn't okay to put in games. The framework includes 10 product inclusion actions, all with a detailed subset of guidelines. Um, we're not going to go through all of them, but one of these actions is titled, quote, help customers feel seen. It lists a number of questions game developers should consider when creating their games. The questions are you unnecessarily introducing gender and gender barriers into your code or design? Are you creating playable female characters that are equal in skill and ability to their male peers? When have you ever seen a game that restricted how a female character plays compared to a male? That has never fucking happened.
Resident Evil 4.
Yes,
Other than that.
absolutely.
But that's just
Yes.
Ashley.
Yeah, that's an Ashley problem, not
Yeah.
not a woman problem. Are your female characters equipped with clothing and armor that fits their tasks? Do they have exaggerated body
Right.
portions? When the story allows, do you show male characters who display a full range of emotions, including joy, sadness, and vulnerability? They don't care if women experience those, just men. But yeah,
Because
what?
I'm all for it. Everything that like to have these
So
considerations
they
built in.
should mandate
It's not saying
that
that you.
male characters have these emotions, but not females.
They can
I
also
don't know about
woman be like
mandate.
Sean.
I don't know about mandate, but these are things that a person should think about when like
These are
creating a
things that
good.
should come naturally as a human being, not like fucking
That
forced into
too.
your the way of thinking and creating content. Like
I mean that too.
you shouldn't be keeping these in the forefront of your mind when you're writing a story or creating art. Like you should just be
But
a human
seeing
being and not be sexist or shitty or discriminatory.
the
What's the
fact that they
best kind of
haven't,
ship? Friend.
the fact that they have to write this document means that
They
it
don't
hadn't been
have
part of.
to.
The fact that they feel that they have to write this document is an indicator that it hadn't been naturally occurring previously. And it really hadn't been. And I like, I'm not saying that a person should absolutely force, like we will not we will not um, produce your game unless it has this, this, and this, because perhaps it's not relevant or required for the story. But generally, a well-rounded story would have these things in consideration if given the also given the time frame and this or that or the other. Um, for example, the if you're writing a game or something that takes place like in the I don't know, in the 1950s or in the 1550s or whatever, the gender roles might look different. Realistically, might look different, um, or the way that people are personified. I don't know a better word for it, but the way that people express themselves and are shown. Let's say you're having a very realistic, as true to historically accurate as possible. The way people present themselves and act and would be quite different than today, and that would be accurate, so that would be appropriate, like a little bit, like you might say something tongue in cheek, and still have it very accurate, like let's say that somebody's like really like, hey woman, you should be in the kitchen, like in a game that took
When was
place.
the last time you heard something like that
I
in a
said
game?
we
Hey,
No,
woman, you should
Oh,
be
in
in
a
the
game.
kitchen.
I don't know.
Just
I don't
now.
know, but like let's say that they have that. It wouldn't,
But they
and
don't.
it's in a.
That is the thing.
Let's just, what I'm saying is that if it is in line with the story itself, that could be acceptable. It's not saying that you condone it. It's just like, ah, yeah, he said that, and maybe your character would like roll their eyes, and but the character who said that sexist thing is allowed to exist because that is in keeping with the story, or
Yeah, but what
if
stuff
it
like
is.
this does is eliminates that. It creates an environment where people are afraid to create content that even touches that because it's taboo. Whether it's like, it makes sense for a particular character, it's a joke or whatever, it becomes problematic. And it's fucking
That
Systematic.
bullshit.
reminds me.
And
Dramatic.
it goes
Mm,
to like, so are you creating playable female characters that are equal in skill and ability to male peers or whatever? So like that's going to cause restrictions and concerns of like, okay, well, can I make a big, strong warrior buff dude and like small, weaker female wizard or whatever? Like that, there's going to be a power imbalance to things like that. And those are conversations and things that they're going to have to consider when they're just fucking writing a story and trying to make it's a video game. Like
I
all
agree
the
to you
political
with
shit being
reservations.
infused into this is just insane. Like instead of like at the forefront, we're thinking about being creative and making fun, engaging, interesting characters and stories and fun video games to play. We're thinking of, oh God, well, I got to include this. I can't include that. I got to, you've got to check all these boxes to fit in the political narrative. Otherwise you're a problem. And it becomes more about just being accepted in society than creating video games. Like it becomes like it takes a back seat, and it shouldn't, because that the priority should be fun, games, story, engagement. Like it should be problematic to be putting these things first, to be thinking about like, oh, I'm going to put a man in here and I'm going to put a woman here and they're going to act this way and they're going to be this color and they're going to act this way, and I got to have 4 people that have pronouns, and like it becomes so fucking ridiculous. And I promise you, when these are the things that companies are focusing on over quality, the content's going to take a dip. Like stories are going to be worse, gameplay is going to be worse, everything's going to be less interesting, and we're going to be cutting out a lot of creative people that would have created interesting stories that wouldn't that normally wouldn't have to deal with all this bullshit.
I agree with you a little bit with reservation. Um, so, when we're talking about like a narrative story, a game with a narrative story that takes place in a certain, um, like any kind of action or any kind of RPG where it's a single player game and you're playing as that character. I feel like, again, the diversity or lack thereof would match the environment in which the story is taking place. But with in terms of, let's say, a MMO or something where you're able to create an avatar that is yourself, I feel like in this day and age, being able to have that diversity included would, in just like the kinds of games where you would have like a character creator, and like you could choose if your hair is black or green or purple or ash blonde or whatever, and choose your skin tone and everything. I feel like there should be diversity parameters built into that, because some people are going to want to make their exact self. I know you say like, like what if, people want to escape the fact that they're, I don't know, paraplegic or something. um, but the fact of the matter is that people do want to see themselves in video games in that way. Like, I want to, like, let's say that I want to make as close to an exact version of myself, like my facial features, but like hotter, like my my everything, my skin tone, my race, and all this, that, and the other, but like cool designs and a big ass sword. I mean, cool like clothing designs and the costumes and a cool ass sword. And so some people will really want that, and so in that way, I feel that we should be able to allow that.
Have you not been able to do that in games with character creators over the last 15, 20 years?
It's been pretty good.
So why are we mandating all this shit that's like such a big deal? Like we're treating things like this has been a problem that needs to be solved, but there is no problem. We're creating problems and implementing extreme countermeasures to something that doesn't exist.
Mm.
And it's
See,
causing
mandate makes it
people
tricky.
to think a certain way as they're creating stuff, and that is a problem, because then we're forcing people to think racially and not discriminatorily, but like they're they have to they have to consider these things so that they don't become perceived as problematic. Like they have to take count of like, how many of this color person do we have, how many males do we have, how many females do we have, is it diverse enough? Like we're creating an environment where we have to think about this stuff that we shouldn't be thinking about. We should just be thinking of people as people, not as, men, women, this color, this gender, these pronouns. Like we're chopping people up into little categories and we're counting them out and we're fitting them in, and it's kind of
But
fucked up.
if you don't acknowledge, so again, I agree with you a little bit, but if you don't acknowledge those categories exist in the world, then you're bound to kind of be blind to the you're bound to be a bit blind to the inclusion of them. Like, it's it's a uh, it's a deeper discussion that warrants more more consideration probably at a later time. But there is that slippery slope that if you're not acknowledging like true color blindness within terms of like race and so forth, um, if you swear, like if you say like I'm completely colorblind, people are people are people, that's great, but it can go a little too far where it becomes problematic, where you don't acknowledge that people of different um, backgrounds have different experiences in their life that um, what's the word, that informs their lived experiences. Um, but with fantasy and video games and so forth, it gets a little wonky. I mean, I agree with you, but just to an extent, because I do want to see some inclusion and certain things. Like it tickles me pink to see some acknowledgement of diversity in all forms. And
What's up,
it's just
Alex?
I'll just say, just to put a pin in this conversation, I would just say, don't worry about Xbox because they barely come out with games anyway. So yeah.
wow.
Well, like I said, normally I would agree with you, but they own all these other high-profile developers that do create games that are.
Fine, let them go broke, and then that's it.
I mean, I kind of hope that happens, but also it could be a problem for the industry. Like if we destroy all these pillars that are making all the money within the game industry because we're prioritizing the wrong things, like it could be damaging to all games as a whole. And that is not great. I would rather not see this shit happen now and for there to be a space to create good quality games now while there's an industry that's thriving to do so than to fucking tear the whole thing down to the bottom and have to start all over again. And yeah, that might be what has to happen, but there's better ways to do it. I feel like it just things aren't as extreme as these companies seem to say that they are. You know, we don't need programs like this to happen. We don't need companies like Sweet Baby Inc. to inject fucking woke politics into video games. Like they some of these companies act like the world is super racist and shitty, and most people really aren't like that, but we're acting like that's the case, and it's getting out of hand when we start seeing stuff like this in the game industry. It's just like the we're not even going to go over all of the elements of this program, but it's crazy and it's deep and it's elaborate and it's uncalled for. It's unfucking necessary, but it's going to change the way that people approach creating stories and content in a way that's going to be very noticeable. And it's not good. But anyways, let me finish this up so we can get the fuck away from this. But yeah, the documents in the same line item that we were talking about before continue with some of the things that they should be considering when developing a game. Create playable characters that reflect the broader population. Review how identities represented on screen, gender identities, race, sexual orientations, ability status, ages, and body sizes match up to the broader population. Make sure the characters are not tokenized or stereotyped based on their identities. Review how identities represented in your product, such as gender, race, sexuality, nationality, culture, ability, age, and size compare to the broader global player population. Be intentional about which identities are present and highlighted according to what's right for your product and market. That is not right. Be intentional about which identities are present and highlighted according to what's right for your product and market. That's fucking racism or discrimination, at least.
No, no, not.
You're intentionally implementing characters, sexuality, race, gender, and so on. Intentionally, you're putting those in rather than just making a story about people and then casting to fit it. You're consciously making a decision to put in these certain things based on the market. You're manipulating things. No?
I get, I get where both sides are coming from, and what I'm saying is that this is just the way it's going, and eventually people will vote with their wallets, won't go for it, and then it just resets to back how it was before the whole. I'm offended by the slightest gust of wind.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, there's just a little bit more to this. We're almost done. Make sure the characters are not tokenized or stereotyped based on their identities. No person or character can be a monolith to represent all people with that identity. Practice inclusive casting for any talent required to bring representation to life in your product. Validate your execution for your inclusive listening systems through consultants, advisory councils, user research.
Wait, I don't understand that last part.
So basically, seek professionals to like Sweet Baby Inc. to come in and give you advice. Like, are there enough of this category? How do we include this culture? And so on.
Wasn't that the job of the HR
Well,
person?
but that's more like, I think that's more to the effect that, let's say that, forgive me in advance for how I'm going to say this, but let's say that there's an office full of white people, right? And just give me a moment here. And there is no one of a different like ethnicity or racial identity to kind of like check. Imagine if there's certain phrases and so forth that are seen as problematic and not that you can't really say today because of like connotations and that things were used as like low-key slurs or something in the past, and so those words or phrases are not quite allowed anymore, and if and people would be offended to hear them, but they're so entrenched in your common everyday vernacular, maybe you didn't know the roots of it, that you just say it all willy-nilly and put it into your game and don't realize how a certain demographic may hear that as essentially offensive, or even worse yet, like some sort of dog whistle, or the underlying meaning to it may have been lost on this one group's ears, but not on this other group's ears. So to have like a diversity advisor to be able to like pick it out and be like, oh, I noticed in your script you said this. Did you know it means this? Because it's totally icky, and I don't think your character, I don't think you want that for your character, because maybe this character is an upstanding guy and wouldn't necessarily say this offensive thing if he had known that this thing was offensive, like that,
But that's the
like the
thing. We
term,
we have a
I don't know,
culture
like the,
right now that is so sensitive that we can't watch cats die in the cat game. Like that's the problem. Like if it was a legitimate thing, then I feel like if
cats
you
are
were
not a
running
race
this through like
of
play
people.
testing sessions, and there's more than one person involved in creating this content. If there was truly something problematic going on here, I feel like without implementing something like this, multiple people would probably go to whatever, the writer, the director, whoever they need to go to, and voice their opinion of like, hey, this is really offensive and kind of fucked up. They would hear that from multiple people and it would probably get changed. But to bring in
They
one
wouldn't
person
necessarily.
who's said to be an authority, which is usually an activist and politically charged and leftist generally, they're going to go in there and they're going to be like, oh, this is offensive and that's wrong. And you got to get rid of that. Like it becomes a problem. And that's not how you do it.
It becomes a problem when something bad gets made because a certain producer or a certain group of people, not group of people, I mean like a certain producer, writer, or something, or actor, is surrounded by yes men. You ever watch, let's say, a movie that is so incredibly, horribly, just terribly bad. Not bad in a funny, ironic way, but just terrible. And you're like, how in the absolute world was this made? And it's possibly because this person who was in charge of the product was surrounded by yes men.
Anyway,
So, to have somebody to counter that is good. I don't know about mandates, though. I don't know about mandates.
but so
I like
technically
mandates.
this isn't
I'll go. Plenty of them.
mandated, but let me wrap this up. The head of the program, Katie Joy Rith, says, "quote The framework is not a checklist and it's not a mandate. Even internally, it's not that at all. It's just a way for you to get your game into the hands of more players in a meaningful way. That being said, the framework literally has a checklist and tools to follow to make sure this is being done. And obviously, if this is not done, it's going to be heavily frowned upon. And this is absolutely something that the companies are going to push for optics alone. So, like, yeah, you make it's not a mandate. It's a fucking mandate. Like, that's just not true. But, anyways, that's the thing that Microsoft is doing, and it's not good. And I've skipped over so many stories like this, but like this isn't like just, oh, this is one thing that happened. Like these are popping up all over the place constantly. It's always in the fucking news. But like this one I thought was a big enough deal that we should have a bit of a conversation about it. But like that's the thing. If like one small company was multicultural and they wanted to do a specific thing within their company to have more diversity, fine, whatever. The problem is that this is taking over everything, and more so video games in particular, where we're forcing messages and we're treating things like the world is and people are so fucked up and biased and shitty, and it's just not the case. And we're letting it affect how we're creating everything, how we're interacting with people and how we're having conversations and how we're making movies, how we're making video games. And it's done in the name of something good, but the actions that are being taken and the consequences of it are bad. And next week, I'm going to cut together a thing to show you guys as a part 2 to this. It'll be quick and then we'll get the fuck out of this. But I'm going to show you some of the things that I've been seeing that really have me concerned about what's happening in the industry right now and how like racially charged we're making everything really, but specifically what we're talking about, how we're making the video game industry and how we approach content and what the future is going to look like and how we're making development teams and how we're making decisions and how we're censoring things and forcing things to go in certain directions based on racism and discrimination just in different directions. It's like we're moving around different racisms and things for other ones, and like there shouldn't be space for any of it. Like it's video games. Like why is it so political? Stop. Like just make good, fun, wholesome games and call it a day. Why does everything have to be mandated and controlled and censored? And it's just getting out of hand.
I think I know you're trying to end it real quick, but I think it's just not it's probably not because, again, like Alex said, it's Xbox. They don't release games, so they probably don't release common sense. But it might not be that they're making everything about racism, but it might be that they're seeing that video games is the way that the generations are being reached now, because everyone's got their fucking nose on Fortnite or on some shit. Mm-hmm. That it's the best way to reach people about the like agenda of equality, like how the racism is still a problem to this day. So maybe it's like, okay, how can we get the message out about equality and about like people are people and not just there's not, like you're saying, everybody should be just everybody and not like classified in different like groups. And it's like, okay, we gotta get people to see that, but people are still not seeing that. So like, hey, if we can push our agenda through like video games, then maybe that's how we'll reach out to this generation, like TikTok and all that fucking garbage. And maybe that's what they're trying to do, but they might not be doing it the right way. They might just be like, rather than hey, let's implement this. They're like, here's the fucking dictionary. Do it. So I don't know, but that's
I
not
agree
my
with
that's
that.
not my
like
opinion. That's just like a thought.
it's like
I don't have an opinion per se on
they're
the subject because
like the idea, the
FBI.
generalized idea of what they're claiming to do is a good one. It's just the execution and some of the people that are the driving force behind like movements like this and integrations of stuff like this are not good people. So
It's
we need to be
Xbox.
careful about who we're putting in control of stuff like this, and are we really doing things for the right reason? Are we
Elon
doing
Musk.
them in the right way? Like
Me.
that's the
Oh
concern.
God, we're doomed.
But like when we have something like this, we're literally telling these teams, we want you to look at race, we want you to look at gender, we want you to look at X, Y, and Z, and we should be doing the
Just be
opposite.
aware of it,
We
though.
should, well, like if you have a
Because
bunch of people
I,
that are
as
completely racist, that's a problem. But like
Yeah.
it's just like Final Fantasy
I love
uh
you.
16, the last one that came out. You have a Japanese team that made a fantasy game in the Middle Ages, and it contained an entirely white cast, and they got attacked for that because there was no diversity. Like they weren't thinking about, oh, we gotta have diversity, we have to have these people and those people. They weren't thinking about that. They're a bunch of Japanese
because
people
they're
making a
foreign,
fantasy
they're
game in the Middle
yeah.
Ages. Like it makes sense for everyone to fucking be white. Like no one was actively being like, we don't want these kind of people. We want women to be whores and only white people. Nobody else. Like they weren't thinking about that. But when something like that happens and you don't immediately see, oh, look at all this representation and diversity, people attack it and they're like, this is bullshit. These people are racist. Like that's the kind of mentality that we're creating through stuff like this. They're literally telling people to look at race, like when
I
they're
know,
when they're
but
writing.
again, to look at it in the sense of being aware of it.
Why would you not be aware of it? Like, do you have eyes? Of course, we're aware
Well,
of
I
it.
mean, you just said something along the lines of, the world is not that racist. When systemic racism, and is a huge problem in at least America today. As well as other. You have to be aware that these things exist. Just be aware of them. Just be. I'm not saying like to have your like hard nose like on it, like eyes open like this wide and like be looking for it really, but to
Did you
be
see it, Alec?
aware of it, to be aware that this is a thing, and that maybe we might want to avoid the stereotype. Just maybe.
Shouldn't that be common sense to do that?
You
Anyways,
just said
it's
that
fine.
it isn't.
No, it's common sense. No, you don't approach a
Like,
project with race and all this stuff at the forefront of your mind. Like, yeah, you want to be a normal
Unless it's the
person
Olympics.
and not willingly
isn't racist.
be a racist asshole. Like it's different. Like you can. It's fine. I don't want to.
Anyway,
We've been talking about this too long.
it's too much.
And it's getting like way too out of games and political. But anyways, yes.
Yes.
So there is a short video we'll watch next week that will show you a couple of the points of why this is concerning to me, specifically within the video game industry and nothing else. But and then we'll get the fuck away from this, and I will continue to ignore the majority of these articles because it's bullshit. Let's see.
What the fuck?
Capcom aims to fix Dragon's Dogma 2, but also wants more money. Dragon's Dogma 2 had a rough launch, to say the least, with tons of graphic and performance issues and a pretty egregious free-to-play DLC model. Players have spoken out about this, and Capcom responded with an apology and a promise to fix some of the issues. Since then, they have clarified some of the planned updates as follows. They will be boosting the number of Art of Metamorphosis items available at the Pawns Guild to 99. This is the item you need to edit your character, so they will be more readily available within the game. Currently, there is only one save file slot, so if you have an active game, nobody else can play on your profile, and you cannot start a new game. This will be fixed. Finally, console versions of the game will get several performance and graphical options to turn on and off features like blur and ray tracing, and the option to lock the game at 30 frames per second will be added. But yeah, adding options to reduce the game's visuals doesn't really seem like a great fix. I mean, like, how about make the game run properly? How about that? Don't we play
How
test
that?
anymore? Like, just make the game work and then release it then.
Yeah.
And then it's good, I guess, that they're going back and they're making these adjustments and making it. But you're turning console games into PC games. Like you're putting in these sliders and you can mess with graphics. Like that's why you play on PC. You don't. The whole point of playing on a console is you shouldn't have to worry about it. It's optimized for the hardware. It looks the best it can while performing the best it can on the hardware, and you're good. So when they go in and they put all these modifiers and sliders, you might as well just go play it on PC because you're going to have more control and more options. It's going to look better, and you can change more options. It's fucking stupid, and stuff like this. It makes the physical version even less valuable than it was before because now you have this shitty broken base copy on disk that you can't update because it's on the disk. So like whatever they modify and change and add later through like none of that content's going to be on the disk. So it just makes that disk version shittier and shittier, which is why it's important to make a quality game from day one. Before you release it and you press it onto the disk, you've identified these issues. You realize, oh, it locks up, it freezes here, the frame rate's bad, this and that. You have testers that play the game, identify these issues, you go in, you fix them, you press the disc, you make it complete, and you're good to go. But now, even if this is a good game, the physical copy of this game is going to be garbage because all the fixes and quality of life improvements are going to be made later. It's just like Cyberpunk 2077. The disc version of that game is shit. No one should ever buy that because it's so fucking broken. They fixed everything later through DLC, or not DLC, but through patches. Like you should never ever play the base version of that game, and that's the physical version. So it's shit. But I just don't like that they continue to do this. They stop screwing over the physical buyers. Stop it. Capcom is also. They have also put out a survey to Dragon's Dogma 2 players asking them if they would be interested in buying DLC for the game, and if so, how much would they be willing to spend, ranging from $10 up to $50. Seems like a shitty way to see how much more money they can pull out of their player base. Like, as you know, I don't like DLC in general, but I can at least somewhat appreciate the idea of wanting to like add more planned content to a game. Like, you know, maybe you couldn't fit it on the disc or it's not ready when it needs to be released or whatever. Like, I still think that's debatable, but I can understand to some degree that mentality. So they release it later and, you know, it's got a predetermined value, what they're going to sell it for, the amount of content they're going to have. But to do it this way, to be like, hey guys, how much money do you want to spend on DLC? And then they make content based off of that seems pretty fucking shitty. Like they're just asking people like, oh, you want to spend more money? Well, I guess we'll make more content for you then. It's not good.
Yeah.
Money. Content.
Not even Nintendo is safe from layoffs.
Fuck out of here.
According to a statement from Nintendo, they will be laying off upwards of 100 employees within the testing division as they switch from external I know, right? As they switch from external contractors to full-time internal testers. So they're still going to have the testers, which is good. They're just getting rid of contractors and they're bringing it all in internally, which is probably better. You're going to have more of an investment within the company, so it's probably good. This decision was made as things slow down for the company with no big titles in the short-term pipeline and apparent delay in Nintendo Switch's successor. Those who lost their jobs will be offered severance packages and assistance transitioning. So that's good. It's always good to see that they at least support the people that they're laying off, unlike Telltale. Seeing as Nintendo just recently released a slew of massive titles, including Super Mario Wonder, Super Mario RPG, and Princess Peach Showtime, it's fair for them to have a little bit of a lull, and the job restriction on testing as a result does make sense. So at least this seems genuine. You know, it's not like Microsoft or these other big companies that are bringing in fucking millions or billions of dollars and then they're laying off people. You know, this is like, okay, it makes sense. Times are slow. We don't need contractors anymore. Let's bring it in internally. That makes sense. So good on Nintendo. They're doing it right.
Yeah.
On the wrong side of town.
Not sneaky sneak.
Now it's time for this one. This one was from Alec. He made the thumbnail. Rumors persist for an Xbox handheld, and Phil Spencer fuels the fire. In an interview with Xbox boss Phil Spencer, he spoke quite a bit about the current PC handheld systems like the Steam Deck and explained many elements that he would want to see in an Xbox handheld. He mentions that he would want the system to feel like an Xbox and have integrated Xbox functionality, linking to your linking to your Xbox profile, all your games and save files, fusing the entire social aspect of the Xbox experience. He says that the Xbox hardware team is even considering different hardware form factors and things that they could do with a handheld. So they are, in fact, exploring a handheld in some capacity. Whether this will bear fruit remains to be seen, but as the Xbox brand continues to expand across multiple platforms and broadens its distribution of Game Pass, it will most likely it will make sense for them to have an official hardware piece to interconnect the experience through a portal, which would be the handheld. So yeah, I could see them doing that. I mean, the Steam Deck is completely digital, so it would make sense for them as they are kind of transitioning more into digital and video game distribution and stuff like that, for them to make essentially a handheld digital
Xbox Deck.
distribution. Yeah, kind of, yeah. So I could see them doing that. It just sucks because I don't want to see them go all digital, but I know it's happening. But
Box and
that would
deck.
be that'd be a good
You're
time for them to do that. And I know they're well, they haven't confirmed it, but there's been rumors that they're going to be releasing a digital only next iteration of the Xbox console. So I could see them doing that, and then shortly after doing some kind of a handheld that's also only digital. It would make sense. But since they're still just having conversations about like what they could do with it, what it would look like, we're not going to see it for probably, I don't know, 5 to 8 years probably if they do something.
7.
Did they not learn anything from PSP Go?
Does anyone ever?
Honestly, if PSP Go came out today, it would do very well. You don't think so?
No.
Most games are sold digitally. Like, why?
I mean, when
what would the hang
PSP
up
Go, when PSP Go came out, you still had access to the PlayStation Store. So I don't think that's.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, you could download the games onto your PSP Go from PlayStation Store, right?
Yeah.
So what's different now?
Well, the audience, the infrastructure of digital. Like when they released PSP Go, digital was not nearly as big as it is today. Most people were still playing physically, but now the market is mostly digital, so there's an audience for that. So they would just
Was it too soon?
it was way too soon, but now that is the market. So like this is the perfect time to implement a digital only handheld. Look how well Steam Deck is doing. Steam Deck is massive and it's digital only. It's basically a high powered PSP Go with
How good did Stadia go, by the way?
that was garbage. That was different. That it wasn't a handheld. It wasn't a portable, and it was streaming. It wasn't a digital only system. So what? I don't understand the comparison.
So if you're just downloading it and you're streaming it like you would with a handheld Xbox and the PSP Go, which is what you did, to stream it, you download it.
Well, with like let's say Xbox does their handheld, they would have Game Pass and digital, but or they would have like the whole kind of Stadia idea with Game Pass, because that would essentially be their streaming thing. But you could also buy full digital games on it. But the thing is, there's a market for both of those things. There's an audience for streaming content through Game Pass specifically, right? There's a massive audience for that. Game Pass is doing really well. So you essentially have a built-in Stadia audience for Game Pass for Microsoft. And then you have digital game content being way more acceptable and just more normalized today than it was. When did PSP Go come out? Like 12 years ago? More than that? I can't remember. It was way too early that they released that. There just wasn't the market for it. It'll do well. Like I said, Steam Deck is proof that it would do well. Steam Deck is massively popular, and it's a digital portable device. It's the same fucking thing as a PSP Go.
Literally see no one with a Steam Deck.
They're selling shit tons of them. I don't know if they play them out in public or not, but they're selling a lot. There's a period where they were completely sold out for a while.
I want to
Okay.
check with Steam.
Hey, I don't approve. I don't support it. I think
You,
this system should die.
Wait,
Huh?
You have a Steam Deck.
I do. That doesn't mean I support it. I haven't even
You
touched
supported
it.
it with your money dollars. Or
Listen,
I'm sorry, it was. a
I
gift,
also
wasn't it?
supported Village too, but that doesn't mean I support it. I bought Village, but I don't approve of it.
Whatever.
I'm not saying do
Whatever.
like me. I'm just saying do the right thing.
Do better.
Same
I
as
do
I
better.
do.
Please.
I'm dying.
You have to undo my contributions to the badness.
Hypocrite.
Hey, at least I acknowledge my part in it, and the real world situation.
It's important to acknowledge our mistakes.
Exactly.
We learn from them.
Exactly.
Do
Don't
we?
buy Village. Don't buy
Don't buy it
digital only
twice.
systems. Don't buy it twice. Don't do anything that I do. All right.
Alright, what's this Thomas the Tank got to do with Twitch?
Twitch's hype is getting out of control. Twitch has increased its hype train level to 100. Anybody know what that fucking means? Because I didn't.
No?
Not a clue.
Yeah, I didn't know what a hype
You're
train
gonna
was
tell
until
us.
I saw this article, but I educated myself.
Yeah.
A hype train is a limited event that is triggered by multiple viewers doing things like subscribing, hype chats, and using bits. The streamer sets the milestone that will trigger the event, and once enough viewers in a short period activate enough activities, it triggers a hype train that will encourage others to do activities as well. Participants within specific levels of the hype train will get special rewards like emotes for supporting the channel during the hype train. However, each hype train level has a dollar value limitation that must be met. The previous record for a hype train was level 55, and to get there, viewers had to contribute over $60,000 in activities. So to get to level 100, we're talking a shit ton of money.
Jesus.
So, yeah.
Seriously.
Apparently, Twitch thought it necessary to allow people to spend more than $60,000 in donations within a short period of time. There you go.
Was the donations going to a charity event or something?
No.
No, it's
Why?
people's income because they don't need real jobs.
Mm-hmm.
How
Oh
much
my
do the
god,
creators
why
get
are people
of
so
that?
stupid?
That, my
it-
friend, is
How much
a
of that
good question.
Yeah, it varies quite a bit depending on what partnership program you have or whatever, but I think it varies between 50 and 75% is what the creator
Oh.
gets.
I thought you were answering the question of why are people so stupid. That
Oh,
varies
wow.
from what partnership they have.
Yeah.
That too.
But that's exactly why Twitch is allowing the cap to go up to 100, because them making, 25, 50% off of $60,000, not a bad deal. Still, it's a bit much.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Yeah, me either. That's the news, everybody. We're done. We've done it.
Oh my god.
It was a rough road, but we made it.
It's been such a long road.
All right.
Okay, it's game time.
Before that, Jess has a thingy.
Oh, okay.
A thingy,
What?
A thingy.
a thingy,
A thingy.
a thingy. I have an image to send you.
Oh, okay. An image.
An image. I just realized I didn't save it, so I kind of had to save that before I send it to you.
Oh, do I need both? Am I downloading both of these videos?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is special today. There are 2 videos.
Okay.
For the price of 1.
Whoa.
But you didn't pay me for 1, so I guess they're 2 free. Okay,
Wow.
it's
Yeah,
almost
get
game
one
time.
Get one free, get another one for free.
Yeah, buy one, get one for a price.
For a price.
Someone
for
shot
less.
Louise.
It was me. And it's not Louise, it's Carlos.
You gonna send me that image?
Yeah, I was trying to remember what I named it.
Oh wow.
Sorry,
He's gonna send you a dick pic.
No, it's cow.
It's a cow dick.
Don't have a cow. I don't know why I put it.
Trash cow. Ooh, trash cow.
What? Oh, trash cow.
Yeah.
This one, not trash cow. This one, bitch cow.
Bitch cow.
Bitch cow.
Wow.
Oh,
There we
wow.
go.
Bitch cow. Yay!
Yeah.
Some reviews from Steve this
I
time.
pooped my pants.
So this is the game that I tried this week. I actually played it just last night. Welcome to Kowloon. This is
Kowloon.
a dog that you find in the game. Kowloon.
The dog is so happy.
Actually, so I was trying to remember where I had
Does the
initially
dog
heard
die?
from this game. I can give you no spoilers. I was trying to remember where I had initially heard from this game, and I think it was on my list of horror games to play. It was not. So I must have heard it from somebody on YouTube or something. I don't know. As you saw, there were some positive, some negative reviews. Some people say it's too short. It does seem like a short game. It's supposed to be a 10-hour game, but some people say it's like a walking simulator or whatever, jump scares. It's spooky. Poop my pants. Want to speedrun a heart attack? Buy this game. It is for Steam only for Microsoft. Developers, never heard of them. N4BA, A1 Esca, Admaya, and Notex. So obviously people got together and made this game. It's not a big publisher one. It was released last August 1st. It is indie game adventure. So that's bullshit. Indie, yes. Adventure, no. It's definitely walking simulator, but it's definitely an atmosphere, psychological horror thriller jump scare piece of shit. And I say piece of shit like it scared me and I'm mad at it. I'm not even done the game yet. As I mentioned to Sean, I streamed it last night for the first time in forever. I streamed it with my webcam on because I wanted Shayla was watching and I wanted her to see my reactions to being scared in games. Because I don't know if it's a post-concussion thing, but I've been scared more of games lately, and this one got me a lot. I was actually crying at one point. You can't see it on the camera, but I was like staring at the screen and my eyes are just running. But I was falling asleep, so you will see that on the camera. It's spooky. It's spooky. I felt like I had to pee my pants, but yeah, this is the welcome to Kowloon. Kowloon is apparently a city in China, and according to Google, it's a real city. Now, I don't know if it's actually like this. There's probably
so.
probably not ghosts there, but anybody who lives there is probably going to shit themselves after playing. It's an indie horror from the first person, in which you find yourself. I'm reading from the Steam description, so the English is broken. I'm assuming the developers are not native to the English tongue. In which you find yourself in an area called Kowloon in search of cheap housing. The inhabitants of this place, only at first glance, seem to be ordinary people. I've yet to run into another person other than fucked up people or dead. But if we dig deeper, we will see their real faces. Under the misty skies of China lay Kowloon, the most densely populated city, a tangle of narrow streets and endless passageways. Here, time lost meaning. Can't even read right. And the buildings merge. See, my like adrenaline is pumping because I'm remembering last night. It's putting me on edge. Well, Sean watched it. Sean, you can see how did it look?
Your audio just shit the bed. But
Yeah.
did you say how did it look?
Shit the bed. Is it back?
Yeah, I think you're good now.
It's
Okay.
back. I think.
I'm just really I'm really like speaking fast because I'm coming back to last night's gameplay of it, and it's putting me on edge and it's making me like stressed. But you watched the gameplay of it, and what did you think of it?
I thought it was really cool. Is it just me, or like can you not run? Like when you were navigating, it was just it felt
Listen,
really slow.
did you hear the like little high heels like look 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 at some point?
I
Like
don't think so.
it sounded like a lady kind of going like kind of
Oh
with
yeah,
high
yeah.
heels.
Yeah.
That was my running. That
Jazz
was
was-
running.
Creeping for her life. Oh,
That
I
was the
see.
character running. Literally like
Wow.
the I saw like it sounds like I'm freaking running in high heels through a shopping like mall to catch up to somebody.
Oh, also, I did a Google, and it is $7 US, $6.99. So now
But yeah,
I'm
look-
intrigued.
I was
just
gonna
because of the
announce
low
that
price.
after, but yeah, $7 on
Oh.
Steam
It
US.
looks really cool. Like I liked just kind of the atmosphere of it and stuff is really creepy. Just
This is
going
why we
down
don't
like
Google while
alleyways and
we're
stuff
doing a
like that.
broadcast.
Thank you,
Like
Carmen.
that.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued, though. I am very
the atmosphere and the I think at one point you hear me because you'll hear me talk if you watch the. I mean, but we're gonna watch the trailer and we're gonna watch a little bit that I highlighted from my stream. If you want to, again, go on Tipping Canoes on Twitch. You'll see the clip. I saved it. It's in the collection because I plan on playing more. You will hear me talking to Shayla because I really made her like watch me play it, so I would have somebody, my emotional support viewer, so I wasn't alone, and I'm happy. I was telling her that it was like there's like a and like it pulses in your headset, and I was just like, what is that? Like, so the atmosphere and the sounds, and it's just like a nope. And I had like my freaking LED light here, so you see like the colors changing. Nah, but
Was that a real review that I pooped my pants?
yeah. Yeah.
I love that it's not like a smiley face or like the tongue out face. It's a sad face. It's like
I know. Just and there's another one
I
who
pooped my pants.
said can guarantee because the dog is just sitting there with his bowl empty and he's crying, so you have to go find dog food. Like there's somebody who wrote as a review can guarantee the dog was fed. Also, the devs owe me a new pair of pants because mine were full of shit. Like, but there was a bunch of little hearts. So I'll just go over the description here. Poverty and gang violence flourish in the heart of the neighborhood of Kowloon. However, for a young student, that's your character, the first and most urgent desire is to find cheap housing. When he crossed the threshold of his new home, he instantly felt himself drawn into a different reality. The inhabitants of this marvelous place seemed to keep their secrets from the gaze of outsiders. There was mystery in every look, mystery in every whisper, as if they were guarding something important hidden from view. You will have to visit a frightening place inhabited by creepy personalities. Beautiful graphics and high quality 3D sound will help you to fully experience the atmosphere of the game. So, what really got me about this freaking game, and you will see, is that you never know what to expect. You can pass somewhere, you can turn around, and then you can turn around again, and it's different, or shit like that. And it's just, yeah. So we're gonna watch the trailer. I actually never saw the trailer because I had just heard somebody. I just heard somebody somewhere. I think I was watching a YouTube video. It might have been some Smosh something, and somebody said, "Creepiest game I've ever played is Welcome to Kowloon this year," and I probably wrote that down. And then I was like, "Oh, hey, it's free! It's on sale!" And then so I didn't know what I was getting into except somebody saying it was a really scary game. And then we're gonna watch a little highlight of my gameplay that I picked was one of the spooky parts.
Nice.
Yeah. So here's the trailer. Or Loon.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
Welcome to Kowloon City. Yeah, so that's the trailer. It doesn't give too much away, based on my experience.
It does not show enough of
It doesn't
the
look
actual game.
scary. Like it doesn't. The thing you're like, oh, it's just gonna be another one of those walking through. Like, okay, and now. So I didn't have enough time to find like the parts that made me go like I'm crying. Like I was literally like staring at the screen and I could feel myself crying. But here is a part that had me like speechless for a while. That bathroom was empty like a minute before. What? My guy, you could have at least kept your pants on. Also, why did they give him like a bulge like that? Awkward. Where's your head?
In his pants.
He didn't have pants. That's the scary part. I'm afraid to turn around.
Why are you looking at his dick?
I was.
That shadow doesn't look right though.
Wait.
Like it looks like the shadow was standing in the way.
Oh, I got scared.
Oh shit.
I rolled back in my chair. Yeah, this bitch just came at me out of nowhere. She was like, I had walked up and down that hall, not like multiple times. I've gone in and out of that bathroom multiple times. But as soon as I walked into a storage room and came back out, shit just, yeah, the game fucks with you. And yeah.
It looks really creepy.
But also, you walk into the bathroom and like you're immediately eye to eye with that fucking bulge. And I was like, why?
Dick in your face.
I know why.
Alec would be like, Alex's jaw dropped. He wasn't in shock or anything. He just. No, anyways, we're not going there.
No.
There's DLC.
Okay.
It really is not okay.
It's game time.
There's DLC for a costume that will take the underwear off for Alec and put pants on for you, Jazz.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is indeed game time.
Game time.
Game time. All right, let's do reverse remember because why not?
Let me make sure these things are on. Nice. Nyaks.
The following game contains reversed clips of potentially horrible things previously said. It's reversed and remember time, so grow the fuck up.
Oh, I know that one. That's the intro to Reverse and Remember.
Ah, well done. Okay.
1 point.
But like reversed.
All right, here's the first one.
Zero. There is no organized Russian book here. Yes, Massa Hiroshima. Go get her about self.
Hiroshima?
Still sounds.
Sounds like RE1 music.
Lisa Dino Crisis.
It could be. It's been. I need to go back and play that game. I don't remember like any of it.
I have 0 guesses.
Lee's probably right,
Guesses.
but I'm gonna say Resident Evil 1.
One more time.
I'll say Resident Evil 3.
Zero.
Dino Crisis.
There is no organized Russian book here. Yes, Massa Hiroshima. Go get her about self.
Yeah, for one, there's 3 voices and 1 cutscene. That never happens in RE1 for the most
Yeah.
part. And then
Everyone's either locked up or dead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of them's Gale. Dino Crisis.
Plus, you hear the buzzing, and this when they're in that friggin' computer room, the one we did a machinima with.
Oh, yeah.
Brush your teeth.
We got to bring back the Machinima challenge.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
And here is the reveal.
Gail just told me he saw someone on the underground monitor.
Flashed by pretty quick. I'm sure I
So
saw
loud.
something. Rick, open the shutter to the underground area. What is it?
It's a distress signal from one of our team members. It must be Cooper.
Yeah, or it might be Tom. He infiltrated this facility posing as one of the researchers. Can you pinpoint the signal?
It's coming from outside of the building.
The researchers.
The researcher.
It must be one of the researchers.
All right, well done. It is Dino Crisis. Here is the next one.
We misheard it.
That's Alex audio being fucked up as a chipmunk. Yep.
Yep.
And
Why do I
Shayla
feel like
laughing.
that's that feels like a clip from a live play?
It is for the Wardcast. Which episode?
Last week.
Oh,
Yep. 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
No, it was last week.
no, Carmen wasn't here.
It was 228.
I thought it was last week.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Get fucked.
Because we were on episode 230.
So I think I cut you off. Now you're a chipmunk.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to
And
quit out and
you're
come back.
hearing the
real quick.
cars in the background just going.
It's like on a racetrack.
I think he went back on YouTube to hear it because he's just laughing now.
God damn it.
All right, I think
I'm gonna have to mute him.
that's
I purposely went back to that episode. It was just like, yeah, that was dumb.
Could have sworn that was last week.
No.
It's been
Alright.
so long. It's been so long.
Next one.
What?
This little springy thing at the bottom of a door after.
Don't know. I do not know.
I got nothing.
Again.
Something with a portal.
Here it is again.
I do not know.
There's like an echo, or
Like a flashback.
yeah. Oh, you
I
know.
definitely
wait.
heard echo.
Okay, do it one more time.
Are you saying it's resting the village because it's fun?
Slander.
Okay, do it one more time.
One more time.
Is it Horizon?
Any more guesses?
No more kisses.
I have no clue.
All right, let's see if you get it from the reveal.
The wife listens to her husband, but abandons her child. The husband admires his wife, but cannot listen to her anymore. The child loves her protecting father as she does her deserting mother.
Nice family portrait.
Remember
What?
me.
Fuck. It's been so long since I've played that.
Same.
There wasn't enough of Nillen's voice.
I have not.
Need more Nillen. You'd like cut out the main character's voice.
I have not played the Remembering.
That's so good. It's like the best Capcom game ever.
All right, next one.
Yes, Exoia. Elstad has not found a hero, but a sausage. He was himself, and no one has scarce told.
Return of sausage.
Yeah. Oh, we were.
Damn it.
Carousel.
Okay, but now when the fuck did I say Jesus?
You mean so geez?
Sausage. Was it Jill? Was it Jill or Max?
I mean, I know the answer.
Jax.
Fuck you, that's why. Sausage. As mine was like a question. Sausage. Sausage. Yours is like sausage. When did I say Jesus?
It's wild
Oh,
that you
Jesus.
can.
Is this a released
understand that it's
episode?
Hmm?
Is this a released episode?
Yes. I haven't got too many of them, so.
Yeah, but I've recorded shit for you that's still not done.
Well, let's see if we get other fucking voice actors to do the lines.
Wow. Wow.
Yep. Alec. Jesus.
Sausage.
Sausage. Sausage. Sausage. And Dante was there. Oh, I just ripped it.
Oh, so jeez.
Play it again.
All
Sean's
right.
not helping me.
I'm thinking.
Yes, Exoia. Elstad has not found a hero, but a he was himself, and no one has scarce told. Was yeah. Oh, we were.
Fucking music too.
I have no idea.
What the hell?
No idea.
Happy guess.
Well, I've only voiced Jill for you once.
So you're guessing outside the residence?
I mean, if it's Jill, you fucking reuse jokes left and right. I don't know if it's Jill. If it's Jill, it's your Jill. It's not mine. Sausage. But what's the music from? When did he use music?
Merry-go-round. A music box, merry-go-round.
Which part of Outside the Residence had music? Sean.
I'm trying to think. I can't think of a part that would have that.
Can you play it one
I don't think it is Outside the Residence.
One last time.
Yes, Alex, we are outside. Has not fun. Hero, but a
Sausage, 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 sausage.
If was so, no one has scarce all. Was some yeah. Oh, we were.
There's one that's like you're in pain. So siege. I got nothing.
All right, just give me an answer.
I don't think it's outside the
Reveal.
residence.
I don't think so. I'm just gonna say outside the residence, but I don't think it's that.
I'm just gonna. I wasn't in that.
Reveal it.
I'm gonna say. Life is stupid.
Ah.
Fuck you, Butch Barbie.
Very well. Okay, so Max took a self-portrait.
Fucking got
Does
your
anyone
ass.
know who first took a selfie?
Jesus, 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 Jesus,
All right,
Jesus.
all right.
I
Shut up
fucking
already.
got your ass.
Good enough
Tried to
answer.
get me, but
That's
no.
what
I
Took
was
long
going
enough.
to say.
God, fuck you, Butch Barbie.
It was Life is Strange.
Anyone want to take a picture
Although
of my
Life is Stupid. More
goddamn sexy finger?
Ha! Yeah.
Get fucked,
Alright.
Kate.
Next one.
Great, great asset.
It sounds the same forward as it does backwards. It sounds the same
It
backwards.
does.
God! No, it sounded so familiar, but I couldn't place it.
What's the game?
Among
The
Us.
great asset game
Lethal Company.
The great asset Among Us.
featuring Lethal Company.
Featuring Among Us.
Welcome to your first day on the job. This is your very own autopilot ship, where you will eat and sleep for the duration of your contract. Make yourself at home. To complete the onboarding process, you will want to check the instruction manual and sign into your ship's computer terminal. We trust you will be a great asset to the company. Great asset to the company. Asset. Great asset to the company. Asset. Great asset.
Lethal Company.
The great asset Among Us.
I should know this, and I did not. It's
Alright.
familiar.
Next one.
Here.
That's it.
Something with a dragon. I don't know.
It's my stomach. It's like,
There it is again.
Here.
That sounds so familiar.
it's Among
I
Us.
do not know.
It's Among Us.
One last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
The fuck? DDR.
I got nothing.
I
I got nothing. I got none of these.
Gotta be Rock.
You know what I should get?
I feel like I know this one.
Nothing in here. What the fuck?
I mean, you eventually got Life is Stupid.
It was a process of elimination. I'm trying to recognize the voice.
The music in the background sounds really familiar.
I couldn't hear the music.
You're off.
How do you hear the music in there?
It's just like a violin, like screechy tension music thing.
Oh, screechy tension violin. Gotcha. Resident Evil remake.
A Taylor Swift concert.
I know.
You're a
Rockstar.
Get your game on.
Fuck. Yo.
Get fucked.
What are you saying, Resident Evil remake?
But like the person speaking, there was like a ghosty sound to it, almost like a Cortana, like you know, a ghost, like a ghosty echo. Back to that shit.
Ethereal. Yeah.
Do you want me to help you?
How?
I say it's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
What?
How is that a video game?
Because
Video
the
game
caption
related.
says,
Plus,
or even a movie.
Look,
Or
we
even
did
a
Titanic last week, so you know, a week after that.
Play it again. Now that I'm looking for movies, play it again.
You're off.
There's definitely a dragon. Or an ice monster.
Is it one of the Resident Evil movies?
Can you do me a favor and just like, if it's okay, just play the part where the person's speaking at the start, and then you can stop it after that.
You're off.
When Sean said a Resident Evil movie, it better not fucking be that one. But I want to say Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Here's reveal.
Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you?
Fuck that bitch! That's not Jill!
Yeah.
It is indeed Resident Evil Apocalypse.
No, it is not. It is not Resident Evil. There's not Jill. There's Sienna Guillory, and she's a fucking terrible actress. Who the
Damn.
fuck are you?
Brutal.
No, I hate that movie. Sucks.
All right. Last
He knows
one.
too. I know that's why he picked that scene because he says that quote all the time.
Last one, and you guys should get it straight away.
No, Existe por Deus. Ah, Grafsuma raio. Wow. Here, one other hug and that. No, we off with those here. Existe, you're awesome. Existe.
Jesus has been drinking last night. Jesus is hungover. Anything else Jesus can do for you?
What
That's
is
like
it,
what
guys?
I really love that line. Jesus has been drinking last night. Jesus is hungover. What a great one to
Wacko
pick on
stowies.
Easter weekend. He'll be back tomorrow.
Wow.
It's fine. It's Zombie Jesus weekend. Wackoon.
Wackoon.
Which episode?
Is that episode 2?
True, I think.
million.
Yeah, because he's not at the RPD yet in 1.
This episode 3?
All right, now
I
to
thought
find
3.
the Jesus.
For fuck's sake, not him. Not today. He better not notice me.
Jesus?
Fuck!
Jesus! Jesus! Jesus!
All right, okay,
Jesus!
that's enough. Okay,
Jesus.
shut up! Jesus was drinking last night. Jesus is hungover.
I'm sorry, Jesus.
Okay, so what the fuck do you want?
I kinda got hurt on the way here, and...
And anything else for Jesus to do?
Wow, thanks, Jesus. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Some lady broke my Jesus key.
My key?
Key?
My
Jesus
key?
key?
I made one!
One!
My key? My Jesus key?
Yeah,
That's
there
so
you go.
mad.
RCS episode 3.
It's not for you. It's for the bitch.
Well done, guys. Like,
Your classics, Sean.
yeah.
The classics.
Out.
All right. Anyone else got any games?
My key? I'm not actually mad.
No,
I had a feeling
not
as soon as you
today.
said Resident Evil movies, I was like, fucking Alec took the "Who the fuck are you" line.
Who the fuck are
Who the
you?
fuck are you? I'm good, but I'm not that good. Look what happened to my little controller because of that. Look what happened. Nah, I was like that before. No, you're the one with all the games, Alec.
All right, let's just do Water Monster and then we'll wrap it up.
What a monster.
What a bitch.
What a monster.
What the fuck is that?
I can't believe. What the hell?
Well, it's Adventure Time is the left leg. Right? That kid from Adventure Time or whatever.
The right leg is I think it's a Resident Evil character. Like one of the umbrella people. Umbrella.
Like Hunk?
Yeah, could be. Hunk or
Chris. No, Chris has knee pads.
not Carlos. Well, maybe. Could be Carlos or
Oh.
Nikolai or
Nikolai. A hedge.
oh
The head is
no.
Squirrel.
It's
From
either
Squirrel Motion.
Murphy or what's the other guy's name? Fuck. The other one. Shit, I can't remember his name.
Nikolai.
No. Smasher from Fighting Force, Lee said.
Fisting Force.
I'm nothing.
Yeah, the arm is Fisting Force.
The only one.
The head
only
is,
one
is from Squirrel with a gun.
Yeah. Good choice.
The only one I had was the one that everybody immediately guessed. So
Which was?
Squirrel.
was the Adventure Time Thinfoot.
Yeah, so who's the character? What's his name?
Finn.
There we go. You got a point. You identified the person.
Yeah.
What the hell is the left hand?
It's WWE something because
Or I mean our left. His right.
I don't know, but they're holding like a remote or something.
What
Our
the
left,
fuck is
his
that?
right. Oh, I see.
Okay, Jill says the name fucked up.
A mannequin.
Jill says the name fucked up.
Fucked up.
She
What?
says his name fucked up.
He looks like Pinocchio. I mean, not like Pinocchio. It looks wooden, is what I mean.
I like how the chest could literally be anybody.
I know it could be from Yakuza or it could be Francis York Morgan from Deadly Premonition, or basically anyone in a suit.
it's a guy in a red
As long
suit.
as the
Got
suit
it.
is-
Nikolai and Jesus, the guy with the Russian name. You know that one guy with the Russian name.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah, but not Nikolai. The other one.
Mikhail?
Mikhail?
Mikhail.
Hmm.
Mikhail.
Mikhail.
Except for you know it's not Mikhail because I just told you the name.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to remember the name because it was driving me nuts. Like the squirrel with a gun.
There we
With
go.
a
Squirrel with a
gun.
gun. I don't think Squirrel with a gun has a name for squirrel yet.
No, but we said that already. Squirrel with a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Smasher. Let's send Sean the reveal.
I'm saying it's Hunk's leg.
Who the fuck is that?
Or
Aw,
Snake's leg.
son of a bitch.
What?
What is it gonna be? Fucking like Simmons or something?
Wow, Alec. You can get fucked. Hold your horses.
It's Hitman.
Which one?
I don't know. When he's wearing a red suit. The one before he gave up. Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is.
Alright, so the answers are the head is Squirrel from Squirrel with a Gun. Body is Bob Barbas from DMC Devil May Cry. Arm is Smasher Fighting Force or Fisting Force. And the other arm is Snoop Dogg from Streets of LA. True Crime. The leg is Finn Human from Adventure Time Pirates of the Children. And the other leg is Gabe Logan from Siphon Filter. No Resident Evil.
Gotcha.
He fooled me. Bastard.
Siphon.
And that
Siphon
was the monster game. What a monster!
The Munster game?
The monster game.
The Monster Mash.
What a
It
monster.
was a graveyard smash.
He's a monster.
All right. Well, we're going to skip read your comments because we're at 2.5 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. Yeah.
But I think maybe tune in soon because there might be another little live bonus surprise soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like surprises. I like
surprise hug.
I'm rolling
So
away.
gonna be an Easter egg?
I mean, it's gonna be an Easter something, not eggs
It's
shaped.
an Easter dick. This has been episode 230. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If you enjoy the podcast or any of the content at The Ward, please consider helping us grow by sharing our content, liking the video, and subscribing. You can also support us through patreon.com/thewardproductions to get exclusive content. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Like this
Happy New Year.
Thanksgiving.
Teleportation.